Hi there everyone, this is your farming weather outlook for the week ahead in association with weatherweb.net. Now we also have our WeatherWeb Premium service, which gives you a plethora of details ranging from model data all the way through to videos showing some look-aheads, fast forecasts and seasonal outlooks, as well as all our thoughts here from meteorologists. We do have this 7-day free trial ongoing, so please do check that out before perhaps becoming committed. Now, of course, we still have our Farming Weather Live service too. The two numbers are on the screen, available between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and we work 7 days a week. Calls will be charged from the UK at £1.55 a minute and calls at €2.44 a minute from Ireland. Now, the weather for the week ahead, it is expected to, I'm afraid, continue rather mixed and changeable. We will see some showers and rain in the forecast, and it is expected to be relatively cool as well as winds turn around into a more northwesterly direction. Now, the overall accumulated rainfall amounts going through the next 7 days, I've put together on this chart just here. Obviously, it's a predicted amount and it's looking at millimetres of rainfall. The worst hit areas are in the yellow and orange colours through here, the swathe across Ireland into Northern Ireland, across the Irish Sea, and then on into northwestern parts of England, southwestern parts of Scotland. Far less rainfall across central southern parts of England, southeastern areas as well. But let's see how the detail is going through the week. Right, let's start off with Monday. This is the surface pressure chart here. We do have a bit of a ridge of high pressure trying to build in as we go through the day. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to see a completely dry day, not at all. We are expecting some showers about. You can see some troughs on this particular chart, one across northern Scotland, another one pushing southeastwards across central into southern parts of England. And these will have some showers on them, locally quite heavy and quite frequent as well for a time. So see these push through. And other scattered showers across the country as well, but generally quite bright conditions, quite sunny conditions, and there will be many places that should stay dry. Winds far less as well through Monday too. Highs generally will be ranging from 13 Celsius across northwestern areas up to around 23 across southeastern areas. Now, pushing on to Tuesday, slightly different day, we've got this sort of shallow area of lower pressure pushing off of the Atlantic, and it's moving in across Ireland, Northern Ireland, through the Irish Sea, parts of Wales, and then onwards into southern Scotland, northern England as we go onwards through the day. Now, showing you the rain development for that as it's currently sitting on the models. Here is how the rain pattern looks over 6 hourly time steps. This is between 6 p.m. and midnight. Through into midnight on Tuesday. You can see the rainfall totals picking up across southern, southwestern parts of Ireland. Moving on through then the early hours to 6 a.m. on Tuesday, really much of Ireland into Northern Ireland is being covered by these outbreaks of rain, pushing onwards then into Wales by the start of the day. And then this is the progression as we head onwards through the morning across western parts, particularly of the UK, and then onwards through into the afternoon, where it looks at the moment to mostly affect parts of northern England and southern Scotland. We do need to watch for the track of this low because it will differ slightly. So that will be where the heaviest amount of rainfall is expected. So do keep in touch with us here at WeatherWeb for the further details on this. Pushing back to our pressure chart here, what we can see is that what's likely to be largely dry across some southern areas of England, southeastern areas as well as across parts of northern Scotland, but there will be some showers just through these parts. And temperatures generally ranging between 16 up to 25 Celsius. Moving on to the middle part of the week, this is Wednesday's chart. That sort of lower pressure loosens up, fills as it pushes eastwards across the country. Winds then subsequently turn around from a more northwesterly direction. We've got higher pressure building in from the west as well. Quite dry, I think largely dry conditions for Ireland on Wednesday, or at least an improving day for many counties through here. Likely to see some showers though pushing on to particularly northern coasts of Ireland, Northern Ireland. We've also got showers developing throughout the UK, but particularly eastern areas. A lot of western areas should start to clear as we go through the day. And temperatures generally around 16 to 25 Celsius, but will feel cooler if you are exposed to that northwesterly wind. Now, pushing on to Thursday's weather, this is the midday chart for Thursday. We continue with this northwesterly wind flow, and there are going to be some showers about. There will be a lot of dry weather and good sunshine about too, but you can see the green patches suggesting showers, particularly along northern coasts, but also down through eastern coasts, the North Sea coast as well to be hit. Some western coasts too as well, but higher pressure sort of tries to pull in from the west still. And temperatures generally on Thursday will be ranging around 15 up to 25 Celsius. Now, for the end of the week, we do have another Atlantic area of lower pressure pushing in, and that's going to bring about a rather mixed, unsettled weather pattern going through onwards into the weekend. Now, details are a little bit sketchy at the moment. They're likely to change close to the time, but at the moment, we are expecting it to be a largely dry, relatively fine start to Friday. But as you can see, with then this lower pressure system moving in, it will become wetter from the west going through the day. Perhaps for our southern areas actually look like they could stay largely dry. That would be across central southern parts of England into Wales. It's one to watch for that. But highs will start to build across southern southeastern areas up to around the mid-20s through here, but more like around 14, 15, maybe 16 further north and further west. And a quick look into the weekend, because again, this is likely to change slightly with the detail, but lower pressure is meant to then move on in over the country for Saturday. So what we could see is quite a lot of wet weather for across Ireland, Northern Ireland, particularly western areas of the country, moving on into parts of Scotland as well as the system kind of moves east, northeastwards through the day. I do feel like there might be a bit of a southerly southwesterly flow trying to pick up across southern southeastern parts of England. What we might find if this occurs is we could see temperatures pulling up to perhaps into the high 20s heading forward onto Saturday, and particularly on Sunday, if this was the chart that would come about for Sunday, with lower pressure generally pushing in, creating a bit of a warm sector and a bit of a southerly southwesterly flow pushing through across central southeastern areas of the country. It is certainly one to watch, but quite a wet day elsewhere and becoming quite breezy as well. So quite a bit going on through the week. There certainly are some drier days in there, so do take advantage of those if you can, where the dry weather does persist. But I'm afraid conditions do continue to stay rather mixed heading onwards. That is your farming week ahead weather update here in association with weatherweb.net.